Papa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. We have returned to beautiful Los Angeles. We are here doing the sunny LA Hollywood Halkia series, where I flew Eldis out, ripped him from his family, and so that on short notice, so that we could get a couple of our favorites that we don't get to see in New York. And we are continuing that today with our buddy Adam Ray.
My man.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Good. I love a good bump.
Nice bump, dude.
Never done coke, though. Let me just get that out of the way. Yeah. People keep asking me at shows because,
Why?
like yourself, I think it's just high energy on stage. Not so, but I'm always like coke energy. Like, I'm always like, I feel like, 8 Capri Suns in an hour energy. Yeah. But I also don't know what I've only been around a few people ever that I could tell they were on, like full on.
And who were they? Let's name names.
And oops, that was the full name. I tried to come up with a joke name at the end there.
We'll bleep.
And Jeff Samsonite. No,
Okay.
That's the real guy.
The guy who fucking started the luggage company?
You got it.
Wow, the heir to the Samsonite luggage company?
Huge cokehead. What do you think all those briefcases were for? Mints? Dental dams? Nope. Coke.
No cocaine for young Adam Ray, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No coke, but I love a good. This past week was a lot of drinking.
Right, and it's February, and so
so
this
it's
past week.
Black History Month. Yeah, so I tried
this
to.
This past February, you had a great time. So you were up to some cool stuff this past week.
I was, man. All the stuff, man. Valentine's Day. President's Day.
Martin Luther King Day.
That's
January.
That's January.
Which
feels like a Feb month, though. And not because of the Black History thing. It just feels like there are probably some holidays that get lost in the shuffle like that.
Well, maybe that's why, I've had it. You hear a lot of complaining Black History Month's the shortest month.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Why is it still a holiday? I was like, where's he going with this?
MLK Day, you could kind of argue, should count towards Black History Month.
Yes, pretty big one.
You get an extra one. They should make it the last day of January, so it's one continuous.
I'd be okay with that.
You know what I mean? Although it is nice to have that. It is funny because you think like, oh, MLK Day was created to honor an American hero, and it turns out like a lot of the times it's just like people who have great jobs already. Like it's like a lot of rich people who work at fucking Google. Now they get to, maybe we'll go skiing. we have that Monday off. It's like fucking, it's turned into just sort of, because only good ass companies, like fewer and fewer people get every holiday. I guess the federal government gets it off.
They get all of them, yeah. I mean, look, we don't take Hanukkah off. And I'm speaking for most Jews.
All right, let's relax. You get a lot of holidays. That I would not go. Jews don't get enough holidays.
My Hebrew rant. My Hanukkah
If there's
hostility.
one group that can't really talk about fucking holidays, I think it's you.
Can we just get one Sukkot off? Everyone's like, and this is the marker where I turned it off.
Is Sukkot the one? Which one's Jewish Halloween?
You don't have to do this. No.
Which one's Jewish Halloween?
Jewish Halloween is Purim.
Purim.
I love that I knew what you meant.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Also, Jewish Halloween sounds better than Purim.
Yeah. Jewish Halloween.
But Passover's probably the most fun because it's the most that's just really like there's a story and there's a lot of symbolism, but it's really like let's have a fucking party. There's different versions. There's the sit down, go through the story, and there's kids do a part, and it's all this and it takes 4 hours. Or there's let's do the abridged.
Read.
Yeah, it's a cold read. We might as well read season 4, episode 6 from Entourage, and just have one guy go, "Hey, turtle, why aren't you getting any more pussy tonight?" Lloyd.
Do you think Jesus had a turtle? Which one of the 12 apostles was turtle? Was there? Look up the names of the 12. The TV's
names.
Off, Eldis. You fucking
idiot, dude.
You're embarrassing me in front of Adam, Eldis.
What are you doing, man?
I swear to God.
We flew you all the way out here on Southwest Sea Group just so you can fuck up the tube.
That's his fault. I told him to set an alarm to check in. It's not my fault he got C Group.
Bro, and if you get into C Group, you might as well just sign up for Narnia.com and make a profile because you are now a member of the bottom of the barrel crew.
It's tough.
C Group is wild, dude.
C Group's tough to get by, especially as a fat man.
Have you ever had somebody massage your spot where you're like C98 and they come up and they're like, oh, hey, are you C95 or C96? And you're like, hey, Doug, we're both sitting on the fucking wing, man. What are you doing right now?
Yeah. At the end, it's like, look, it's a middle seat, man.
It's a middle seat, or maybe not even, or you're standby for the next flight.
Right.
Yeah, but
thank God I'm not. I'm out of Southwest, thank the Lord.
It's now a Burbank to AZ if JSX is too much or unavailable, because it still is so easy. Or Burbank to Vegas, it's 40 minutes, and it's just so, there's 90 flights a day. But
actually, that's not true. Yeah, because we definitely actually did fly Southwest on a lot of weird regional.
Yes,
like Detroit to Dallas or some weird shit. You know what I mean?
It was one of my first jokes. I talked about buying a airplane ticket while I was super baked. It was probably my second year into smoking weed, and
nice,
maybe
dude.
First year into
4 years old. How old?
4 years old,
yeah.
and Dad blew it on my face and said, "I'll see you when you're 22," and not a joke. And no, and he goes, I got because it was a confirmation code. Where she's like, I'm gonna read back to you. B is in boy, K is in kaleidoscope, P is in Peter. Read it back to me. I go, all right. B is in. That's what I would do in the joke. That's way more laughter than it would get.
Yeah.
And then I go, K is in Ku Klux Klan, and then I go, and P is in pneumonia, and then that would get a decent laugh.
Sure.
And then I would say, I got so baked that I bought a round trip ticket from LAX to Burbank.
There we go.
And then I didn't know that you couldn't do a regional joke outside of LA. So I went to some festival in Utah and did it. And I remember being like, I'm going to close with this. I'm only doing 7. It's my first fest, but I'm a year in. Dude, festival, a year in? Okay.
Comedy festivals, a.k.a. pyramid scheme. Like they would charge you to fucking
I don't think I made any money. I think I got a hotel for 4 days. And but no drinks for free.
And
shout out to Keith Stubbs and the Rocky Mountain Laugh Off, 2007.
Wow,
yeah, they put you up.
The Rocky Mountain Laugh Off, dude. Stop flexing on us, dude. I bring you here, you just fucking brag right in front of my face.
I was also on the season premiere of According to Jim in 2007.
Oh, who'd you play in that?
The Water Boy.
Nice.
Dropped 2 bottles of Sparklets during the live taping and delayed things for 45 minutes. I had to walk in with 2 things on my shoulders, and I walked in and I had to go, hey, Jim. Boy, I was like a good Christian boy, and that Jim Belushi was trying to get Courtney Thorne-Smith. He was writing like sexy letters to her from me because their marriage was in shambles.
Right.
In a sitcom relationship.
Yeah, she was hot too.
She was. She was coming from Melrose Place right into Belushi's pants.
Wow.
And so, and that show, by the way, was on the air for 8 years.
Belushi had a nice little check off that.
Nice run, dude. And he, I remember I was walking up when I left real quick, and I was like, Jim, I go, thanks, man. It's my first TV gig. Thanks for being cool. He's smoking a stogie because I had like knocked on his door. And in my head, I was like, I'm just going to go say thanks for being cool, man, and knock on the door. By the way, like 4 times because it just didn't open. Should have just taken the hint. Hey, he doesn't want to talk to the guest star, man. Opens the door and he goes, huh? And he's on the phone. I go, just to say thanks for making my first date great, man. He goes, all right. So I'm not a dick, just not, in my head, I'm like, you'll invite me in for a cognac.
Of course.
We'll talk about John.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, want to come in? I'm sure this has never happened to you, but I'm a young comedian who wants to talk about your more talented dead brother. Would you like to do that? That's fucking awesome.
There's still a couple Chewy bars from Crafty if you're looking to tie one off. Wait, no. So then, so I dropped. I had to walk in.
Great career though. He's been in
Curly Sue.
I loved him in fucking Thief. He's so good in Thief. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Michael Mann?
No.
Early Michael Mann.
Awesome.
It's James Caan is playing a thief. Dude, it's a great movie.
Okay, cool.
If you like Michael Mann, you'd like it. And Belushi's in there.
Yeah, Belushi's great. Michael Mann's great. Didn't Michael Mann do the new Turtles?
No.
No, that was Michael Bay. How often does that happen? Michael Bay and Michael Mann, constantly confused.
Michael Mann.
I'm going to host that show. Michael or Michael? We take all right, here, real quick game.
Quick.
Rank who you think the most famous Michaels are. I want 5. In no particular order. Give me 5 of the most famous Michaels.
Jackson Jordan, right off the bat.
Great.
In 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Still
you can rank
might
those.
be Tyson.
Wow. Especially after his
He's in the zeitgeist that now happened, at this point, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. But it's still hanging on here in February as it's still on the tip of everyone's lips.
I heard he's going to fight Orlando Jones, the old 7-Up guy, next. Yeah. Isn't that his name? Yeah, okay,
I
good.
believe so, yes. Okay, that's 3 mics right off the fucking bat.
Could throw a few your way if you're...
yeah, who else?
I'm trying to think of actors. I mean, Keaton, maybe, but
these are not. It was a big drop off in terms. And I love Michael Keaton, but these are 3 of the most famous guys.
Sound
of
like
all
you
time.
do because you're not willing to put them on a list of 5.
Are we talking about who we like or who we think is the most famous?
You're right. I said top 5 mics of all time.
All right.
I was Rappaport. No,
Rappaport. Okay, Keaton before Rappaport.
It's the name of my memoir, actually. Keaton before Rappaport.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
Bolton.
Wow, I'd go McDonald before Bolton.
Yeah,
which is the follow up. But
Bolton had a higher peak. Maybe this is awesome podcasting, and I love it. By the way, I'm not saying.
Sorry
that
if I took us down a road that is a little dusty, but
I want to be very clear. I am going to keep us on this road.
Okay, great.
Because I need to know. And by the way, don't look it up, Eldis. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way, Michaels. Okay.
You don't got to tell me to not pull up something in time.
That's true. That's what you're best at. Your best producing skill, not jumping on it and moving the show
Real
along.
Sidebar, what's a better song
nice try.
To get slippery with? Taking it to the streets or butterfly kisses.
Taking it to the streets.
Yeah,
that's the correct answer. Let's stay on task. Now, if it's just Michaels and it doesn't have to be real guys, I would argue Michael Corleone is more famous of a concept. As a guy, can they be fictional? Because if so, I'm going Michael Corleone.
And if we're going fictional Michaels, I'm going to have to throw Michael's Arts and Crafts in there. And I'm not sponsored by him yet. Bing. Well, I don't know, ding noise.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay, so that's the 5. The actor one, there's probably way more than we're even thinking about.
Elders, look up 5 most famous Michaels.
Oh, my God. Here we go. I got one for you. J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox, good one.
I went and saw the Back to the Future musical, The Story Gets Better, about a month and a half ago. And it made me go back and watch the movie. And man, he's
awesome.
Just one of the best, dude. And then it made me want to go, I should watch Life with Mikey. Then I should watch Greed. Did you ever see that?
I've never seen Greed.
It's a wild 80s movie that's one of those like big ensemble cast. I want to say like Amanda Pizza. It's just a lot of bangers. They're all basically, Phil Hartman, I believe, is in it, and they're all fighting over the grandpa that's about to die and leave a ton of money. And so it's all like
sounds fun.
Wild, crazy family. It's like Rat Race, but you seen Rat Race?
Love Rat Race.
It's like Rat Race, but they're fighting over grandpa's money.
Love it. Yeah.
But no Seth Green or Mr. Bean.
Okay, well then you lost me. No Mr. Bean. I love Rat Race. He's just doing Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's not a Mr. Bean movie.
No.
That should not. Oh, Michael Phelps. I'm a fucking
Michael
piece of
Douglas.
shit.
That was a huge oversight.
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe you left me off the list. By the way, never tried a Michael Douglas before.
That wasn't bad. Fresh, coming in, taking a 3, no warm up. That's not bad, dude. Okay, here we go.
Caine, yeah.
Michael Schumacher. Maybe not for us, but in the world.
Yeah.
Probably. Fuck Bloomberg.
No. Gotta leave him off.
I would, with no disrespect to Michael's arts and crafts, I would put Michael Phelps up there.
Yeah.
Because the Olympics is such a global thing, and he's got
also
the most
from,
of course, come on.
Well, now I have to
Baltimore.
give a quick story from my boy Norm. We were at the Super Bowl. We got into that Shaq Carnival Cruise Jamba Juice party, whatever.
More bragging.
It was bragging. By the way, we definitely got denied multiple times with our wristbands before we actually got in. So hold your thought. Put your pants back on.
The Shaq Carnival Cruise at the Super Bowl sounds fun.
It was wild. Chainsmokers were there, I think, or guys that looked like them. And Phelps walks by, and my buddy Norm was just like, I just got to go say something to him. Because we're in an area where, I don't think he was going to a way more private area, but at least we were in the beginning area that was like, all right, like
you might catch him.
Yeah. And so Norm goes up and he goes, Michael, he goes, hey, Mike. He goes, hey, it's all right, but and I wish I could remember where Norm is from. and in Baltimore, and he goes, we went to, I think, same high schoolers. We grew up on the same
Oh, wow.
street, or
Towson?
they fucking
Probably
got
Towson.
a hand job from the same babysitter. Whatever the story was, Towson.
Both by the same
Yes,
woman.
that's what it was. Sorry, Norm. Every story's got to be told at some point. which is the prequel to Keaton before Rappaport.
That's a great question. If you got by the same woman as an Olympian, would you bring it up as a fun fact, or what do you think? I think
That's
maybe to your
so
closest friends.
Funny, dude. God, comedy's awesome. Because that's such a funny. Like, would you bring it up? Would you go, "Hey, Mike, did we grow up in the same place? Oh, cool, man. I'm not done.
Yeah.
We actually both got fingered by the same man.
No. That you don't bring up.
Oh, that you don't.
If
bring
it's
up.
a woman, then you have a little more gray
Let me finish
area.
my story.
Yeah. Okay.
A man with tits.
Oh, okay. Well, still a man. Sorry.
Okay, all right, Joe Rogan. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
No, a woman with a dick, I'm listening, but a man with tits,
And
It's all
anyway,
in
to
your
the bride and
parlance.
groom. Boy, that was the weirdest speech. Does this guy even know the couple? By the way, I would love to see you in that movie where it's like a Wedding Crashers type movie, and I'd want you to be in the whole thing, and I think you would, because I think but you, those opening, I think in Wedding Crashers you even had it, or maybe it's Old School. Where,
Yes, it's Old School.
Where somebody's giving a speech, right? Well, yeah. Anyway, you just would be great in that part.
Thanks, man.
But no, so he goes up and he goes, Mike, same area, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, it's Michael.
Wow.
And then walked away. Now, look, I don't like to share these stories.
You know what? Bleep that out. Michael Phelps is a friend of the program.
Is he?
He's from Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, I was going to follow that up with, I'm too savvy and privy to the world of the biz and life to not judge anything off of one experience.
Yeah.
So
Nice
Norm came back and was
backtracker.
bummed, but we can also take that out.
No, I'm kidding. We're not taking it out.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
joking.
cool. You Phelps? No.
Hey, take that out.
Is he really a friend of the program?
I mean, he's
You're
a
his homie.
Baltimore.
Awesome.
We're both Ravens guys.
You know what it was too? Is Norm was just so. It's one of those things.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I get it fully.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm at Shaq's party.
Yeah.
No fucking drunky idiot from Baltimore is coming up to me.
Totally.
I mean, how much has that happened? He's just trying to fucking unwind.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you want to talk about, I used to get fucking, you ever go to Pasta Mistas in Towson?
Yeah.
He's like, I am the most decorated Olympian of all time.
I have gold medals. You think I'm eating marinara?
I have experienced things you can't even dream of.
When he got busted for pot, that made me so happy. Greg Giraldo, R.I.P., my favorite comic, had an amazing joke about it where he was like, Michael Phelps, got busted for marijuana, and it taught kids a very valuable lesson. You can smoke a little weed and be the best swimmer of all time.
Oh, what's that sound? My favorite noise, folks. The Shopify cha-ching. Somebody just purchased something on the Stavvy .biz store. Before we had Shopify, we were in the dark ages. I was selling merch out of my trunk. I didn't keep statistics. I didn't do anything. I probably lost money on those shirts. I was giving them away because I didn't feel like taking them home with me after a weekend of sales, after a weekend of shows. Not anymore. Shopify's incredible, keeps track of everything. So easy for us, so easy for our customers. Our sales are through the roof. We're talking calendars. We got new t-shirts coming up. Whatever your business is, you want to use the #1 checkout in the world? Go with our friends over at Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Stavvy, all lowercase, Stavvy. Go to shopify.com/Stavvy to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Stavvy. And how was Shaq's carnival cruise?
It was chill. Shaq wasn't there. Surprise. Spoiler alert.
Didn't DJ? He was big into DJ.
He might have at some point, but it was one of those. It was a big campground type situation. A lot of booths, a lot of little bars and carnival games and stuff. It was cool. It was cool to go. I've been to one Super Bowl when my Seahawks played the Broncos in 2013 and routed them in New York when it was we were heavily unfavored.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, Peyton, there's no way the fucking Papa John heir is going to
remember
lose.
that.
Yeah.
I remember going to that game. Like my
you
friend.
went?
No, I remember like going to a Super Bowl party.
Oh, yeah.
And being like, here we
Hawks are
go.
done.
Actually, at Peter Muth's house, Eldis, a friend of the program, Peter Muth, a different guy from Baltimore that's not even close to winning gold medals, but whose house I used to get high in all the time. We were just fucking setting up shop. He has this huge projector, and it's a fucking laugher. But that's a good one to go to as a Seahawks fan.
Huge. It was an overwhelming sea of orange. And so we're like, but I kept seeing Hawk fans in the streets in Times Square the whole weekend, everywhere. He's doing a weekend of shows at Gotham. And then a friend of ours, a friend of mine from college, let her folks had a apartment in Manhattan that was just like they had for family and friends, and they got some cash. And so we stayed there. My buddy Brad Williams is a diehard Broncos fan. So we said at the beginning of the season, if our teams go, because they were both looking pretty good, then we're going to go. And lo and behold, and then two of my buddies from Seattle went. So I have this great picture of all three of us, because once it was I think 19-0, I think it
was crazy
at half, or no, 15-0. That's right. And then Brad's like, all right, one score, we're back in it. And then Percy Harvin runs it back. And I have this picture of Brad looking sad off into the distance like this, and me going with him in it. And I remember, and I showed it to him, and he goes, you know, if you post that, it's 7 years bad luck. You can't ever post that midgets look sad at Super Bowls. That's such a good, because he was such a good sport, because he was like, this sucks. He's like, but it's not even a game. So he's like, it's not even fun now.
It's not, you can't
and
even.
And we made it fun, but like, you know, losing, fuck.
Winning, that must have felt great, though.
I mean, unbelievable. So that first
you want to see your team rout another team.
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You don't want it close.
No.
You want to be like, yeah, fuck you.
But all the people that watched were like, it was such a boring Super Bowl. I was like, it was unbelievable. We just kept scoring. And that first snap that went over Peyton's head, the whole place went nuts, and that's when it was like, oh, there's a ton of Seattle people here. There's my fucking fourth grade teacher. There's my stepdad's best friend. There's the guy that that dated my mom for 3 months and gave me a saxophone with a wet reed that I think he found off the freeway because he was trying to buy my love and impress my mom and get me to go from clarinet to sax, which wasn't even his call because I never said I had an interest in the saxophone. He just pushed Kenny G on me.
Oh wow, yeah. He was there, huh?
Yeah, Howard.
Howard was there.
I have a problem with saying full names of people from my past.
We'll believe it.
No,
Fuck him.
Keep it.
Keep it.
Did
it work out with Howard and your mom?
No, she's now with George. Shout out.
Now with George.
George is second dad. I don't even say stepdad. I introduced him as dad now. And
wow.
I did it once.
How does your biological father feel about that?
I go, come out of this guy's balls. To the bride and groom.
This guy, I was in his jizz. Like, that's not true, Adam.
Can you imagine your kid getting to that point to where, like, you know, maybe if we have kids, like your son wants to be a comedian and like that's his style of humor, and you're out and about and you're like, I do like that he's like always throwing darts. He's always putting up shots, but he's just bad at reading the room.
I would not like a son like that.
Me neither.
That would actually be my biggest
fear.
My biggest, yeah.
Well, getting stabbed in the middle of the night is that's big too.
I would rather have a wildly mentally ill son than like an open micer that can't turn it off. That to me would hurt me. Like if my son had to be hospitalized, I'd be like, well, fucking, we're gonna get you on the right meds, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure this out. But if he's in the green room and he's doing his act to other comedians, pretending it's just something he thought of, I would be like, you are not my son. Get a real job, quit comedy, or you're not allowed to come to fucking Thanksgiving.
We'll be right back. You're not allowed to come to Thanksgiving that is also like, man. And he's like, but I live with you. Well,
no, you
not
don't.
On that day.
Legitimately, no, you don't.
Legitimately, you don't.
That is funny. What kind of child? I'm obviously joking. You come to Thanksgiving, whatever.
Sure.
But that is literally the biggest nightmare scenario. Like we all have our own. Like the way an old school immigrant dad doesn't want like a gay artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
like a sandwich artist or like a.
Yeah, I would say any kind. Yeah,
you can be gay, but not work at Subway.
Yeah.
Who was that? Anyway, you get the point. I thought this, and I thought that, and I just met in the middle for neither one.
Nothing wrong with that, dude. It's okay.
But yeah, they don't want a gay artist, but...
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different versions of who what would disappoint you the most?
Yeah.
Like the classic internet thing of gay son, thought daughter.
Right.
Neither one of those would bother me. I would love a gay son.
Fuck yeah.
My daughter's throwing it around. Good for her. I don't fucking care as long as she's being treated well. You know what
thought
I mean?
daughter, what do you mean by that?
Thought, as in like a slut.
Oh, right, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like
That's I have heard that term, but I guess I didn't know the def.
yes.
It means slutty daughter. Thought?
Thought, yes, means kind of like
I was thinking it meant like thick and stout, like maybe like a butch.
No. It's very bizarre because the actual etymology is that hoe over there. It's an acronym that just became its own word. Very interesting linguistic phenomenon. But anyway, having said that, that wouldn't bother, neither one of those would bother me.
Okay, cool.
In fact, I would love a gay child in our family. I would love if you had a gay son, Eldis. I would love if, someone like a fun little gay guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dancing,
right?
singing, doing magic.
Yeah.
Always, just keeping you up to date on like the latest tea and goss.
But the second he starts doing open mics,
Down. Gay or straight, you're out.
yeah. But again, just
I don't see color, but I do hear bad punchlines.
Yeah. And just not being able to turn it off. That's the worst guy of all time.
Man, we all know those guys. There's still those guys. That's what I mean, man. Where was I recently? In Florida. A kid I like do a guest spot that just hit me up online and
You're the greatest guy of all time, dude.
I do that all the
That's
time, dude.
fucking-
I do it. I do it too much.
You have to stop doing that.
I know.
This is not an intervention for you, dude. We're not even doing a podcast. I've heard you did this, and I wanted to bring it up slowly. And now it's like, all right, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to change.
No more opening your DM requests and being like, I'm a huge fan. I've been doing comedy 3.5 months.
Yeah, sometimes it's 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you ready? Come to the DC Improv tonight.
Oh, wow.
You're hosting and featuring.
Great club.
Great club. I did a weekend there once, and we closed it out. Obviously, staff is great, legendary club, good hang after if you're into that. Sometimes just staying in the green room and hotboxing that for 3-4 hours.
Sure.
One night,
Shout out to Antoine.
Shout out to Antoine, man. We sat in the main showroom though and put on Mitch Hedberg's album they recorded there.
That's
and
awesome.
Hotboxed the main room with cocktails. And it was awesome.
That's awesome.
And I had somehow brought it up because I was talking about when I first, I'd say a year before I started stand-up in 07 and 06, I was driving from LA. I went to school out here. So I'd drive to Laughlin, Nevada, where my dad was living, working at the VA clinic. And I went to Amoeba Music and bought just a bunch of comedy CDs to listen to. Because I was like, I think I want to do this. But I was into it as a fan.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it
remember
was
that.
like,
I was in that same zone.
Yeah. I don't know if I was doing it to study or whatever. I just was like, I want to just listen to a bunch. And that was kind of my, intro into getting some enthusiasm for it. And I had, a Seinfeld's thing, and then Ray Romano's Carnegie Hall one, Robin Williams, Geraldo, obviously, a Regan one, a Gaffigan one, a bunch of David Cross ones.
Bigger and blacker.
Yep. Yes. Cat Williams one. And then who was I just talking about? Oh, a Sinbad one, by the way, who's unbelievable.
Hedberg, you're talking about
Hedberg. And Hedberg was one. And it was that one from DC. And so then we brought it up and he was like, let's put it on. And I was like, I didn't even fucking think of that. It was just a cool comedy thing to go.
Yeah.
Like you forget that. And also, once you get to your headlines, your weekend, you have a little bit more. And not that it's like, whoa, I can't believe he got to decide what to put on the fucking CD player.
Whoa.
Hey, you guys wait till you headline.
CD. Wow, this guy did an hour of stand-up twice. And you know what he wanted to do? Throw on more stand-up with the wait staff who was just trying to get home. Like, we can throw it on, Adam.
You play your cards right, you too can piss off a whole bunch of people that works hard for you for not as much money.
No, I'm sure they were having a great time.
No, they were. I'm pretty good about.
No, I'm fucking with you. You're
totally,
the greatest guy of all time. They had a good time. Relax. Don't fucking
Shut
start.
the cameras off.
Don't have a fucking panic attack, man. Pod's going good. I was fully kidding. I know.
Coke.
I literally know
Get
that
him a
wait
briefcase.
staff.
Call Sam Samsonite.
They all had a great time.
Oh my god, dude.
That's fucking. So okay, we've made a couple allusions. So what is the family situation? Your dad's at the VA clinic.
My dad was there.
Was he,
yeah,
was
my
he
folks. My dad was a doctor doctor. He was a cardiovascular surgeon when I was young.
Oh, wow.
And then he and my mom split, and then he stopped doing that. He started with his new family. They moved to Kwajalein off the South Pacific, and then they moved to Taos, New Mexico, then Chelan, Washington, then Arizona.
Was he in the Army?
Now with Pauly Shore, yeah. And he
was he like a fucking?
No, he was a doctor for the open heart surgeon, right? So he was balling with that.
So he could swing his dick around and go wherever he wanted, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And then
which was away from you, it sounds like.
Yes. So I never got taught how to do that because he was gone.
Because I heard of the South Pacific and his new family, which is a wild phrase for a fucking divorce.
Not if you were raised in Lake Forest Park, Washington.
Is that the move? A lot of dads are like, all right, mulligan. I'm calling this one a mulligan. Gonna get a 10 years younger wife and maybe a slightly less fat son.
Oh my God. Yeah, he upgraded for sure on that front.
Because I have seen you were a chubby boy, which I love.
Oh man, I just and that kid never goes away. But yeah, I was. What picture did you see? The one with me and Kendall Gill, sideline at the Sonics game. There's a picture if you look it up. Adam Ray, Kendall Gill, and my mom. She was like, "Dad's gone. Let's go to the Sonics game." I was like, "Great, swap." And we go down early to watch the pregame, the warm ups. There it is, first one. I look like a lesbian.
Oh my God! I haven't seen this one.
I'm wearing a Venice Beach pullover.
You look like Jimmy Kimmel's lesbian daughter.
Yeah, that's Sharon Kimmel. Wait, scroll down to the hands. Scroll down to the hands.
He's holding your index finger. What the fuck kind of grasp is that?
Yo, people have photoshopped that with prom backgrounds for the last 5 years. That's
awesome. What a good guy Kendall Gill is, huh?
Oh, a buddy of mine got a cameo from me for my birthday last year, and then sent him the picture, and he's commented on it a few times.
That's awesome.
And he's like just with wow,
wow, and then it's like take this down.
Yeah, take this down. Somebody call Zach Zuckerberg, take this down. But yeah, so
your lips are glistening too. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's Burt's Beeswax. I don't know.
The light is hitting them just right.
But
you honestly look like you could have turned into a very handsome woman in this picture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the shirt, like, by the way, it's so like probably hot in that arena, and I'm like, just more layers.
Just hide these titties.
Hide these titties. By the way, that's the slogan when you are a young boy like that. Hide these titties.
Who are you talking to, man? You're talking to two very fat children.
Swam in the pool with my shirt on up until I met you and we swam in the pool. That was the first time I took it off.
This year at Fully Loaded?
That was awesome.
That was a good time.
I can't believe that's where we met.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're hanging right now, like we've been known each other for a while, but that's how this goes sometimes.
It happens, yeah.
But that was wild because it was, those shows, there's always a hang after. Some are they're all cool. That one was just exceptional because it was like pool and like
fucking pool.
The indoor outdoor part of it, and like just drinks and weed being brought to you, and like I don't know, being in a pool late night after the show is just not a normal thing, right?
Just us. In your head, you're like, dude, pool after a show, there's gonna be fucking bitches around. It was literally me and you, like talking.
I know we had to yell for more people to come in because after a while, I was like, so anyway, that's when my dad left. Did that tell you I was in a corner to gym? And so I was just like, Bert, get in the pool.
We truly were like on a date. It was like it would have been a really cute, like 2 16-year-olds on a date, like at a party, like go off to the side and like make a connection.
It's our two sons in the movie about you and I having two comedian sons.
Yeah.
After we've talked about on a podcast that we never want that to happen.
Want it. Yeah,
and the opening scene is them meeting at a party.
Yep. That's cute, man. Write it up. Eldest, you transcribing all this?
Yeah.
Great.
I got Chat GPT working on the script as we speak.
Wonderful.
Wow. I mean, you ain't lying, man. That's a real. It's not crazy. That's people have got to already be doing that, right?
Yeah, but it's
also you can't.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Folks, I wasn't always this uber talented comedic genius you see before you. I used to bomb a lot. Not every joke used to deliver. Some might argue a lot of my jokes still don't deliver. Quiet. It doesn't matter what you think. But you know what always delivers? Harry's incredible shave products. And not just shave products, body care, hair care, That delivers, baby. Right now, you can get a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/Stavvy. We're huge Harry's fans here. We have been even before they were advertising with us. I use for my, I like a little light hold cream that they got going on. Eldest uses their body wash. On the road, I just shaved up with Harry's. Actually, I was looking a little scruffy. I put that beautiful premium German engineering handle. These guys bought a factory to make beautiful razors that you can't get over here. We're talking true. They went to Germany. They said that's where they got the good steel. They did the homework. I don't know the ins and outs. They got a beautiful factory. They're making beautiful, heavy German engineered blades. And I'm looking nice and clean compared to what I was before, thanks to Harry's. On this tour that I'm about to kick off, Harry's is going to be in my travel bag. I guarantee you that, my friends. And I want you to shave just like me. Face, nuts, whatever you want to shave. Use a Harry's product. You want to tame your hair? Use some of Harry's beautiful hair care products, their body wash, whatever you want to do. I haven't been up on the deodorant. I'm going to try that this tour. I'm going to get some Harry's deodorant. I want you to do the same. Get the shaving products that always deliver. Get Harry's. Normally, their trial set is $13, but right now you can get it for just $3 at harrys.com/Stavvy. HARRYS.com/STAVVY. That's our exclusive link, harrys.com/Stavvy for a $3 trial set.
My brother-in-law, Dirte, is a white rapper. You can look him up. I always go give him a little extra plug.
Shout out to Dirte.
Shout out to Dirte.
Yeah, let's find his music.
He'll pitch me movies sometimes. He's like, yo, it's Sandra Bullock, Denzel. They're on the moon.
Is that him?
There he is, baby.
He's a fucking hot guy. He's smashing your sis?
Yeah, my sister's getting fucked by Dirte.
Dirte's fucking putting his hat to the side and getting all up in those guts.
Bro,
you know the hat stays on when he fucks your sister, right?
At first, we were definitely like, he was new. It was new sheriff in town. It was like uncle versus stepdad. And then, and now he's like, we're the greatest. And he's big sports comedy. Also the grind. I think I used to joke too when we first met. I was like, yeah, he's in the Bloods and the Crips. Yeah. And he, all his song titles I would say were like passive aggressive, passive, where they were like, they were, too on the nose about what was happening behind closed doors. It was like, is this my life? Should I stick it out? #marriage. Watch your back, Adam. Just all these songs that were just making me afraid to go see him live. But what's crazy is he's really good, and he's almost got like a white DMX to him.
Shout out to Dirte.
I brought him up
white
on
DMX. Interesting.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. You're a loving brother-in-law.
Yeah, but it's also, I remember when I first started doing jokes about him, he was like, yo, man, you got to chill with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have been given a fucking...
Come on, Dirte.
Like, how many comedians have a white rapper brother-in-law that's not Eminem? Yeah. I have to talk about you.
That's awesome. So wait, how many siblings do you have?
So I grew up with just my sis, and then when folks split, they had two more with... she already had one, so 3 half brothers, and then my stepdad has a daughter and son. But they're all, I don't even, again, it's like saying half at this point. You're like, I'm close with all of them. So
yeah.
I guess
obviously
6.
you love your sister more, but yeah the other
sure.
one. Obviously, look, one, there's a guy, he's going to shoot everybody. You can only dive in front of one person.
So it's the Dumb and Dumber. Okay, kill him. She touched my leg. We played in the snow. Bro, that might be that. There's so many quotable lines in that movie, but that one is like just the fucking how quickly Jim Carrey.
Yeah, kill him.
Kill him, dude.
I mean, they turn on each other. That movie's the best.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
That's a very good choice.
I love you. I went around saying that for a bit, and then people were like, drama or comedy, and then the first time that follow-up was thrown my way, I go, yeah. I'm gonna pick one.
Good for you.
I was tired of being in conversations at parties where people were like, what's your favorite movie? And I was like, have you seen As Good as It Gets with Greg Kinnear?
As Good as It Gets.
But it's not
crazy
my favorite.
That's the one that you're like, all right, I need to be taken seriously. I can't be Dumb and Dumber.
What is a Greg Kinnear classic? Siri, what's a Greg Kinnear classic?
Yeah.
Play
Where
good
does
as it
Greg
gets.
Kinnear play a caricature of a homosexual? What movie is that?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Cuba Gooding, and Jack. Oh, that's right. Jack Nicholson's like,
Jack
we don't
drops a
sell
couple
gay
Fs.
here.
Yeah.
Remember?
He drops a couple hard Fs.
Oh, he does.
He does. And I
Take
think
your
he won-
little gay dog and back to the P.F. Chang's where he sucks your dick. I'm going to fuck Helen Hunt in the back of a Porsche. Or at least I'm going to die trying. Hey, where's your black art friend? Is he still black? I haven't seen the movie, but
I just rewatched it a couple years ago. That's not far off from what
Yeah,
it
dude,
is.
it's not subtle.
what a wild. And that was not Nancy
He
Myers.
won an Oscar for it.
Jack
didn't he?
won the Best Actor.
Which
I think
is
Helen.
fucking
That
crazy.
was like the biggest movie of the year when they came out. When I rewatched it, I was like, "Am I crazy? Like this is horrible."
This sucks. Yeah.
it just
And I
did
think
not
I want to
age well.
say Kinnear won Best Supporting Actor, and I think Helen Hunt won Best Supporting Actress.
No, they swept it off that
They
movie.
swept award. It was huge. when
I remember
came
it was a
out.
huge movie,
It
but
was
I
big
didn't
for
remember-
OCD people too.
Really? He was OCD or
I
something?
don't know. I'm just making small talk, but yeah,
That probably was part of it too.
he was OCD though.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
All right.
Ah,
send you a link.
fuck! I fucked up. I fucked it up. I'm supposed to be the host.
I fucked
and now
up.
I've lost my position of authority on the program by not knowing it was about OCD. That's fucking hilarious. But I think that's a great point because no one. Why can't? And you're right. I even am guilty of this, and I've dedicated my life to comedy. But even when I think of my favorite movies, in my top 4. I don't think about putting I almost see them as separate. Like, oh, these are good movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like Heat, fucking, I don't fucking know. It's late.
Land
but
Before Time,
Goodfellas. Land Before Time
Goodfellas, yeah.
6.
Air Bud 9, Two Girls, One Cup.
But you're right. Why don't I fucking give comedy its due diligence?
Because the industry doesn't.
Dumb and Dumber's a great choice.
I've
man.
I've always said Dumb and Dumber's my favorite too.
Fucking relax.
You gotta be kidding me. You know I have. I've been saying that my whole life.
Your favorite movie or your favorite comedy?
Favorite movie. I've just been watching it
Dude,
since
stop trying to impress Adam, dude.
I have. You
Get
can
it.
ask anyone who knows
Get
me. I'm not sucking Adam's cock here.
You are,
Not with
dude.
that attitude. You got to believe in yourself.
No, it's true. You actually, that is true. You
know what it is?
I watched Dumb and Dumber at your house. You introduced me to it. I admit all of this. Yes.
I watch it from so young. Every single year I rewatched it. Like you just notice a new joke that you
No,
never heard
it's
before.
incredible. It's incredible.
Like I grew with that.
Well, they've constantly been trying. They just got comedy into the Grammy shuffle. But there's no reason. Eddie Murphy for Nutty Professor should have won something for that.
Love that
I know
take.
they won makeup for it, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's wild. It's one of the reasons that made me start wanting to fuck around and even with playing characters and stuff because I was so. Eddie Murphy was the first stand-up I saw.
You saw the clumps. You're like, you're moved to tears. You're like, I know what I want to do for the rest of my life.
First of all, stop looking like all of them.
Elvis, look up the year Nutty Professor came out and let's see who won the Oscars.
Great.
And let's decide if he deserved it more than whoever won or whoever was
Great
nominated.
game.
Not the original in 1963, you fucking dunce.
Here we go.
Because I remember this was huge. When Dave Chappelle, I remember.
Oh, Chappelle was
being
ranking
the,
on Jada Pinkett.
Yep. 1996 was that?
I want to say that's Jerry Maguire year.
Ooh,
Braveheart.
Braveheart is a banger. Let's
They
look up.
swept too, huh?
Let's look up who got Best Actor.
It was probably Mel for Braveheart, right? Pacino for Son of a Woman? No.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Cage for leaving. In 96 was Cage
which
for leaving
one?
Las Vegas?
Oh, damn, yeah, that's better than. That's not even close. Let's see who's nominated.
Yeah, who's
All right,
nominated?
it's not looking good for you, man. Leaving Las Vegas was awesome.
Oh, you mean. Yeah, but Eddie Murphy played his mom and his grandma.
Yeah, he farted as 6 different people. Did fucking Nick Cage do that?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Did Cage do that?
Why are you looking up Nutty Professor? Who any Oscars? Is that what you?
Yeah, because they did win some.
Oh,
What did
no.
they win? They won
No, they
makeup,
didn't. I'm
right?
just checking.
No, but see who was nominated for Best Actor in 1996.
Nick Cage is just. I hope he never stops showing up at everything.
Yeah,
He's
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
He loves acting, dude, and he seems to like be frivolous with his money. Who do we got?
Anthony Hopkins for
Oh,
Nixon.
and Nixon.
Richard Dreyfuss for
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Massimo.
You don't like Holland's Opus?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Wait, who the fuck is Massimo Tracy? Il Postino, the Postman?
No, there's always one movie like that everyone's like, what the fuck is this?
And I don't know Dead Man Walking, Sean Penn. Do you know that movie?
No.
Anyway, who gives a fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, Sean Penn had a nice little run where he was like, after he won for I Am Sam, and then he got, remember that?
He won for I Am Sam?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Where he played the guy with Down syndrome, and Michelle Pfeiffer was like,
He won for
Michelle
that?
Pfeiffer was like, if you weren't so fucking slow, I'd suck your
that
dick.
little
Yeah.
fucking...
Suck that-
And then he pulled out his fucking donkey.
Yeah, and then she was like, I changed my
I
mind.
changed my mind.
And then credits.
Yeah, I see where all these extra... The extra cells didn't go to your brain. They went to this fucking hog. He won? That's fucking nuts.
Oh, 2001.
I won't even do the impression because it feels like
Yeah.
YouTube
we've also
will
seen
be
it.
annoyed.
Yeah.
But that's fucking hilarious. Damn, dude.
How's your movie doing?
It's doing all right. You know, it's been out since October. It's now February. It's going fine. It might be on Hulu by now, hopefully.
Great.
If not, take this part out, Elvis.
Was the experience cool?
Yeah, it was
Not to
fucking...
get all Billy Bush on you, but
No, it was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool. I fucking liked it. I'd like to be in a movie.
you will.
So we got to take questions first, but I just walk me through a little more of fat little Adam. When
Yeah.
did you stop being fat?
So my grandpa said, you can't wear sweatpants at your bar mitzvah. That was fucked up. And that definitely, you could have just said, don't get seconds tonight.
Yeah.
But, or chew slower. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
and so then I just, I was
So bar mitzvahs, we're talking 13.
13, 95. And, I'm glad I went to, being the fat kid was how I became the funny kid, because eventually I didn't know I was fat until I was such a happy-go-lucky kid that unless people were making fun or saying things, that's how when you get signs from the outside world, that's when you're like, oh, maybe I do need to shave a few off. Until like my, friend's dad would be like, hey, when you're done sucking on that Pop-Tart, you got time for a titty fuck? I'd be like, I actually don't, Dan. But you're letting me know I might have a problem, so circle gets a square, right? Then I had some good friends finally like throwing some Hail Marys on first down, and I was like, fuck, man, this sucks. And then I was so active that I just stopped eating bullshit, stopped dipping fucking meatballs in Cool Whip, and just eating pasta and salads for, I don't know, 2 months. And I lost probably 40 pounds in 2 months.
Wow.
And it was 6th grade into 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
And when a fat kid loses any weight, it spreads like wildfire.
Sure.
I remember I was at the 6th grade party, and my teacher, Mrs. Greenland, who was also a big gal, and her last name was Greenland, and she threw shade on me for being big.
Wow.
And fucking,
a fat teacher made fun of a fat child?
yeah. Here's what she said. She goes, we're at the 6th grade party, and there's snacks galore, right? 6th grade, you're graduating 6th grade. They're like, dude, somebody goes, dude, in 20 years, you can put on Mitch Hedberg at the DC Improv. If you're headlining. Everyone was just like, dude, like, life rules. We're going to be 7th graders soon. And then every snack food, right? And we're all doing like potato sack races and fucking, all the bullshit. And I remember I walk in and there's 3 moms in there and my teacher and the mom chaperones. And I remember I just, hey guys, Pam, Susan, Barb. And I was looking around. They're like watching me like, ooh, what's he going to eat?
Yeah.
He's
They
probably
had a
going
pool.
to wrap that pizza around the Kit Kat. And I'm just like, and then I kind of pick up a celery stick and I hear them go, and I was like, and then Miss Greenland goes, I'll never forget this. What a wild thing to say. But Ray, there's pizza right there. I'm not even joking, dude. I wish I was joking. What a wild
It's like,
thing
are
to
you
say.
okay? Are you feeling okay? There's pizza right there.
Pizza right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was just like, and I remember hearing that and being like, immediately embarrassed, and immediately just being like, because I was like, is that okay to say to a kid? And then I was but I just scrambled and I go, oh yeah, I just starting slow, starting with the carrots, work my way up to the pizza, like some fucking dumb joke to be like, you're making it weird for me right now.
Did you want the celery? Did you just feel judged by the ladies looking at you? What was going on there? Why didn't you have the pizza?
I wanted the pizza.
Yeah, you wanted the pizza.
I wanted the pizza, but I couldn't wear sweatpants in my bar mitzvah.
I see.
And then, but I was. That's when I got to be the funny kid, because then, and I think that's why I started chasing comedy, because I wasn't trying to do it, but I like to impersonate friends, and I'd prank call certain buddies from class with other buddies because I could mimic their voices well, and I would recite. Ace Ventura was another one of my favorite movies.
Banger.
And I would memorize monologues from it and do them on the bus to my friends just to make them laugh. I just like, I don't know even why I thought to do that.
No, dude, I did that with Night at the Roxbury.
Unbelievable.
I had lines of dialogue.
So many good lines from that.
I did them as if I was just, and that was my here's how I'm gonna get some pussy. And of course I didn't. I mean, no chance. But I remember that.
Yeah, how many Chris Kattan monologues have gotten anybody laid? Maybe a few. Maybe some Mr. Peepers lines. That's so
if you
funny.
really commit to the mango act outs, maybe.
Yeah, you're so... So then they started, so then people were looking at me as funny kid and not fat kid. So then I was like, oh, I just got to keep doing this because it's just changing the narrative on how people are treating me. And also it was just, like we're doing now. It just feels it's just the best.
And did that come with a font of new confidence? Without being fat?
Yeah. I mean,
did you get your
little
you always prick
have
touched?
Say it again.
Did you get your little prick touched?
Finally, dude. Yeah. Yeah, man. And we've had a good run, man. We've had a good run.
Because I do think as a man who stayed fat until right now, and it probably will be for quite some time, unfortunately. I always thought, damn, what if I just wasn't fat during high school? Would someone have sucked me off?
Wow. If you were and not even the hot football guy, just I know.
Just a regular Joe.
I definitely thought about that too, yeah. I thought about that in 5th grade. No, but even 7th grade. I mean, I was also, my confidence, maybe a little bit more, but not really until high school because I just was, I think, still with a fat kid mindset. So I was just I didn't know how to be cool. And also the cool kids, there was a kid named Jesse Mose, R.I.P. I could say his full name.
Okay, he's dead, yeah. Yeah, fuck him.
Bro, it's wild the amount of people from my past that are dead.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Coincidence?
But he...
Who's the one fucking link connecting them all?
No, yeah, hilarious. He would always wear a wife beater.
Respect.
And he was about 6'3", 6'4", and really sweet fucking guy. And he I think at one point in my childhood, we lived in a similar cul-de-sac, so I'd see him at the bus a lot. And he always had, I don't know if he had a leg condition or something, but he always had a weird walk. He just, his shoulders were just up really high. He had it was big shoulders and tiny waist. But he I think he always smoked cigarettes for as long as I knew him. He always had somewhat of a facial hair situation and the wife beater and chain wallet and just a lot. And I remember hearing Jesse Mose fucks. And first of all, his name's Jesse Mose, dude.
Yeah, that's a pussy getter's name.
Thank you. And so I remember always
that
being
whore got Mose'd the other night. He went Mose'zy on it.
You would say that. Yeah. And so
I'm gonna eat that pussy Mose style.
Is what we would say pertaining to be Jesse to the girls that he was hooking up with, in hopes they would just fuck us by sounding like him. And he
his legs might not work, but that tongue does.
I don't know what he had going on, but
and may he rest in peace. Yeah. I said fuck him earlier.
Oh, he's resting fine, dude. He was head of Bangarang City in 7th grade.
Respect, yeah.
And so he would do. So it threw me off though, because I was like, oh, he's getting laid, but he walks like Gumby.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, I don't know. Now I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I was like, but that was kind of for a little bit was my okay, be like that.
Be like Mose.
Be like Mose.
And did it work for you or no?
No, I don't think I didn't have the body for the wife beater. I didn't have the legs or the calves for the strut. And I didn't have. I had some facial hair early on, but
okay.
But yeah, it was. I'd say probably high school is when I started doing plays. I remember I played Danny Zuko. I quit football to play Danny Zuko in Greece.
Wow.
And then I got to make out with a senior at a party, and I was like,
"That's nice."
Whoa. Yeah, and it was. But again, had I had any confidence and any sort of like, I would have. I'm sure to this day she was like, why didn't you try to like even take my shirt off?
Yeah. You could have been in Finger Pop City. That happened to me too. Actually, once one of the first times I hooked up with a girl, I just didn't even consider touching her pussy because I was like, well, I'm not allowed. I'm not a guy who gets pussy. I have to just touch her tits. And then the next day she was like,
oh my God, it's just
like literally I didn't have the self-esteem. A girl was kissing me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm in high school and I'm like, wow, definitely could have fucking got my dick sucked.
It is one of it is one of those things.
I just didn't believe in myself.
Totally. But also
that's a through line in my whole life. And I remember like later on, even when I was I remember this one time, which is this girl that I was hooking up with in Baltimore. It was like my first year of actually getting to, and this is like happens when I'm 23, right?
Yeah.
Like it took me that long to actually, fuck anyone except like a long-term girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I remember being like girls literally had my dick in her mouth, and I was like, I wonder if she likes me. I literally had that thought. I was like, does she even like me? I'm like, you're getting fucking blown.
The guy at the strip club that gets the dancer's first and last name. Yeah. Dude, Candy Johnson is really cool. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure they appreciate, and they being gals, for any guy trying to make it happen, like to be a little more trepidatious as far as like, not like, but then I don't know. On the flip side, there's probably always girls that are like, why didn't you fucking try to do something? I'm clearly in this room with you. But
No, totally. It was just a cowardice thing.
Yeah.
It was like, and I was horny. I was just like, I didn't believe in myself more than I was horny, which was a crazy amount of being horny.
What a wild
thing. It took a while.
It is wild. Actually, like
low self-esteem in a very specific way.
This episode of Stavvy is brought to you by Booking.com, Booking.yeah. Folks, every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in these beautiful United States, I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. The operation here at Stavvy's World has gotten pretty big. I have a friend of mine that helps me book all my travel, but I was once a one-man band, and I was on Booking.com constantly. I was doing these little tours. I would just get in my horrible car, drive from city to city, and with Booking.com, I would find nice, affordable hotels or vacation spots that worked for me near where I was performing. It was always great, and it wasn't just business. I booked a beautiful little hotel on the beach in LA, in Malibu, as a matter of fact, last year when I wanted to just blow off a little steam. Always a great experience. You're gonna love it if you use Booking.com. I think you should. I really think you should, because no matter who you are, Booking.com helps you find the stay that's ridiculously right for you. You might be a scumbag. You might stay in trashier places than me. Booking.com's got it for you. You classier than me? They got it for you too. Are you somewhere in the middle? You Goldilocks between trashy and high class? No matter what you want, Booking.com's got it. Find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
My nieces are now 15, and I just took them to see Wicked when I was in town last weekend. And yeah, we sang out loud. No, we didn't. One person did, and somebody said, shut up. About 4 rows back, and it was awesome. Not very loud, but just like, shut up.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, it's been in theaters for a while, and you just took them to see it. It is February after all, but
yeah,
I guess you don't love your nieces that much.
It's still in theaters. And by theaters, I meant, all right, so I have this like friend that's got a screening room. His name's Diddy, and he invited us over for a movie night. Basically,
wow.
It's every other week we watch a movie. We watched Dumb and Dumber first night. We watched Getting Even with Dad with Chevy Chase and Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, I have seen that one.
And then we watched.
That's when he's like a Boy Scout or whatever.
Yep. And then we watched. What's that Tim Allen movie where he's a dad?
Yes.
They go to summer camp.
Yes.
Look it up for me. Tim Allen's summer camp movie.
But isn't that the one where the kid's like, sort of like a bootleg George of the Jungle?
Jungle to Jungle.
Yeah.
The kid lives in the jungle.
See, Jungle to Jungle.
Oh, Man of the House was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And what was Getting Even with Dad? Did
I don't
JTT have a fucking Pauly Shore kid movie run?
He might have.
Get Even with Dad.
Oh, I didn't see this one. This is
Who's in
Ted
that?
Danson and Macaulay Culkin. I don't even know about this one.
Oh.
Man of the House, I remember.
Man of the House. Not to be confused with House Guest with Sinbad and Phil Hartman.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah,
That is
Tim
another
Allen,
good
Jungle
one.
to Jungle was Tim Allen, and the kid was like
I remember that.
a white kid living in like Nigeria.
It was basically George of the Jungle. What if George of the Jungle's dad was Tim Allen? And I remember
Great
there's a
pitch.
scene. There's a scene
We'll
in
buy
that
it.
where
Sorry, we'll buy it.
yeah, he definitely did that.
Yeah.
There was a scene where he explains like the concept of an obligation as something you don't want to do. That really stuck with me. And he hurt his son's feelings by saying he had to do it because he's obligated or something like that.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what I'm saying? I
So
remember
he broke down.
I remember specific lines from Jungle to Jungle. And I think it was like,
All right.
maybe it was because,
You can't host a podcast.
this sounds familiar. This back and forth seems familiar with my relationship to my father.
By the way-
Except there's no reconciliation at the end in my life. This doesn't get neatly wrapped up 12 minutes after they have an argument. We just kind of live with this until hopefully he dies. Hopefully I don't die before him. But
By the way, were you just doing a constant rotation of trying to get girls to sleep with you by doing Chris Kattan monologues and quotes from Jungle to Jungle? And you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Netflix and chill, come over. We're going to throw on Jungle to Jungle.
What's that? What, you ever wonder what would George of the Jungle look like if Tim Allen was the dad? No. Cool. We're going to start it.
You're about to now,
You're about
bitch.
to now.
You're about to now. Now, zip.
Wait,
You
Martin
know
Short
what I'm
was
saying?
Wait, was Martin Short in it?
I don't fucking know, dude. I guess he was. That's the kid, Sam
That's the
Huntington.
kid, man. What's he doing now?
Who knows? Who knows, man? You know, and just like Tim Allen was a father figure to this child, it's up to us to be father figures to my listeners.
I'm into
Adam.
it. Let's do
And
it.
so it's
My
time
favorite
for
part
us.
of the show.
It's time for us to be dads here and really let these help these our young children.
Okay.
Who do we have here, Elders? Let's see.
Hey, Stavvy. I got a bit of a weird one here.
Damn.
So my grandfather passed away in October of last year. He was my mom's dad, 93.
R.I.P.
After he passed, my mom gave me this, big sob story about how my uncle, her brother, managed to get her inheritance through like power of attorney or whatever. Now, this uncle was kind of like a second father to me growing up. He was very involved in my childhood,
Okay.
probably more than my actual father, if I'm being honest. Anyway, a couple months later, I went through a pretty bad breakup, and my uncle called me up to see if there was anything he could do to help me, and I wasn't in a good place. I kind of snapped at him and basically laid my mom's accusations on him.
Oh, shit.
A few days later, he reached out to me again, showing me the legal paperwork, which proved that my mom was lying about the whole thing with the inheritance. So I've since reconciled things with my uncle. I apologized to him.
Holy
We're
shit.
cool again. He's a great guy. But when I tried to confront my mom on this, she was basically like, oh, I don't know how you would get the idea that your uncle stole my inheritance, but I'm sorry if I
What?
did anything to make you think that.
What?
Now, I remember this conversation well. She explicitly said that. Not only to me, but she did this whole song and dance routine with my brother and my sister.
Oh my,
my
God.
God.
You
I'm
have
not crazy.
corroborating witnesses?
And my siblings and I think
Mary
that
Kay Letourneau?
this might be coming more from her husband, who's just, a really strange bitch of a guy who
Sure.
none of us like. We think he might be trying to get some money or isolate her from the rest of the family. Like, I don't know. But the thing is, my mom and I have had a really good relationship forever, and now I just can't get past this thing. It's put like such a damper on our relationship. Anytime I try to talk to her, it's just awkward, and we just don't talk about it. So I don't know. What do I do here? Do I just let it go, try to move on, act like everything is normal? Do I try to confront her about it again? Am I a bad son? Like,
No.
what's your take here? Anyway, thanks, Stav. Bye.
What are you fucking talking? My mom's trying to gaslight me. Am I being unreasonable? She's trying to gaslight me in a way that almost sabotaged my relationship with the best person in my family, it sounds like.
This arsonist tried to burn down my childhood home with my pets inside. Should I send him Venmo money for gas? He's trying to leave town.
I mean, dude, that's fucking nuts. And the fact that she would behave that way is really crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess her new husband is a different that's a variable that's interesting because if this is the work of that guy, then you can't that's the thing that gives me pause because otherwise what I would say is this is such a huge fundamental thing, such a crazy lie that I would personally have a really hard time moving past this. I would literally, this to me is worth sitting your mother down and being like, I remember you said this. Both my brother and sister remember this. It caused a problem with with your brother, my uncle. It was unfair of you to do that. It almost caused a serious problem in our family. It's making me, I don't understand why you would do that. We have such a good relationship. This is so unlike you. And even come at it from a point of like, I am worried about you that you, this is that uncharacteristic.
Yep.
Come at it from that perspective. And if she won't admit it, dude, that's the kind of thing where you're like, okay, well, listen, I know what happened. And when you're ready to talk about it, reach out to me. But until then, I don't think we can talk. And I know that's crazy. I know that sounds extreme, but like, this is crazy and extreme. And the only thing that would give me pause is if you think her fucking husband is being abusive and trying to cut her off from her family, you might be playing directly into his hands. But you still have to have the conversation and at least let it play out a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. I had a big problem in my family with like, there was a lot of like pretending shit was okay or pretending things weren't problems. And what's really helped us all have a better relationship is like, I really had those tough conversations. I was like, I'm not pretending this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk when you admit what has happened. And I will say it was very difficult. And I've been open about it on the show. Like, I had a tough relationship with my dad, and we didn't speak for years, but we reconciled after we had real conversations. And we're better off for it now. We have an actual... And your mom, this sounds like a different thing, though. This sounds like one strange thing that I would try and get to the bottom of. But... you can't be living in a fucking lie. You don't want those closest to you fucking gaslighting you. She has to admit what's going on here. I think
she
personally.
Won't. Yeah, and I missed maybe one detail. New boyfriend is involved.
We don't even know if it's new boyfriend or her husband.
Her new husband.
Her new husband.
Yeah.
But we don't know how new the guy is.
He didn't really specify how that guy or if he's involved, but it sounds like he's just kind of a dickhead in general.
Yeah.
Just
got
some bad
backup.
vibes, yeah.
Bummer, man. Guy sounds like he's going through it, and he's, look, I think there's a website called mom.com where you can basically submit for a new mom. So I don't want to say.
Have you ever seen, what was that movie called? Where they go shopping for moms?
What?
That's another like childhood classic. Do you know the one?
Was this another movie you quoted to get fucking laid in middle school?
But it is in the right in that type of movie of the.
Is it Mr. Mom with Hulk Hogan or
no?
Actually, Belushi's
the
in
Mommy
Mr. Mom.
Market.
The Mommy Market.
Try that one, unless that's a porno.
It definitely is.
I think it's the Mommy Market.
Trading Mom.
Or maybe it's Trading Mom. I don't fucking know. Whatever. There's a movie where you could go buy a mom.
Oh my God. Dude, the 90s
good.
was
It's
a
on
wild
Tubi.
time for cinema.
Yeah. But that was in the like child, the child cinema
That's
thing.
the My Girl Girl.
It is the My Girl Girl. Okay. Anyway, go to mom.com. Get yourself and your mom.
I think we helped you, man.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I gotta say, bro. That's fucking weird. That's fucking crazy.
That's and he very articulately conveyed that story. It sounds like you're not gonna. I would maybe take mom to like a PF Chang, sit her down, and go, "What's going on?
What's going on exactly?" Like, I'm not even gonna entertain this lie. I know you're lying.
Yes.
So can you tell me what's happening here?
And then you just hope that she's in a place where she wants to just drop her guard and open up shop. But if not, mom.com.
You can try and seduce her new husband. You can try and suck his cock.
That's what I was going to say.
Get video of you sucking his cock and
that
be like, is this the guy you want?
Jealous, and then she'll open up.
Is this the guy you want to throw it all away for, you dumb bitch?
Dumb bitch. I'm not going to call you mom. Just DB.
So you have 3 really good options.
Yeah. What else we got?
Yeah, what else?
Well, how you doing, Stav, Elvis, and guests? I have a weird situation. in my house. I've been with my wife for 10 years. You know, living back and forth with them, living back and forth with her parents. And now we own the place. We allowed them to stay in our house until they retire. And this year they retire. And he has other plans of coming back whenever he chooses. We just had another baby and we need that space. And my wife wants to wait. I don't want to piss her off, but at the same time, I need to get them the hell out at the same time. So I don't know which way you would handle it to be the nicest way. It's one of those conversations it must be had, but it's hard to have.
Of course.
Thank you.
So basically, this guy's saying his in-laws have crashed with him for 10 years?
Yeah. No, he's been with his wife for 10 years.
Oh.
Living
back and forth with her parents.
Yeah.
And now they own the place, and they allow them to stay at their house until they retire. Now, this is interesting. Was it their house that you bought from them?
Yeah.
Because that blurs the lines a little bit here. He might feel entitled to it because it's like, well, we fucking gave you a steal on the thing, and maybe legally you own it. Now,
But they're like, but we're the ones who hung up that piece of art.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's my art now, you twat.
That's right. Check the fucking paperwork.
That's my Montel Jordan hugging Magic Johnson laminated photo that I got from Spencer's Gifts. You might have framed it, but I
picked it out. Yeah. I had the eye. I knew it would fit over the mantle. And you got a cheap fucking... By the way, if you don't think I know that's the cheapest fucking frame at Michael's, you're out of your mind, bitch. Oh, shit. So basically, now the fact that you just had another baby, you need the space, that's something where...
Yeah.
And your wife wants to wait. Dude, like... It's hard because I think the way you do it is talk about the baby and be like, hey, man.
I think so.
We had this conversation. Like, you know, this was the plan. Is there anything we can do to help you? Like, what was his plan when they retired?
Right.
You don't want to sound angry, I don't think.
No.
You want to sound like, hey, you know, we really could use the space. Is there something we're all family here? And it sounds like maybe they even did help you out, right? Like, I don't know the specifics, but maybe you do kind of owe them one. Mm-hmm. Them going back on their word is fucking annoying, don't get me wrong, but you also want to think of this in the grand scheme of your family. You might be legally, technically right, but that's not going to make your life easier. You know what I mean? What, are you going to fucking evict them? You're going to evict your fucking father-in-law? You're not going to do that, right? So they kind of have you by the balls in a weird way. Mm-hmm. It's annoying, but you have to tread a little lightly. And I don't know. I guess I would get your wife a little more on board. Because if it's you versus your in-laws plus your wife, that's a tough battle. You need your wife aligned with you here. And you need to come up probably first with a plan with your wife, and then as a united front, go to your in-laws. Because otherwise it could just, and I hear it in his voice, he's pissed.
Yeah.
He wants to fucking DJ Jazzy Jeff throw him out Fresh Prince style right now. But you can't do that, bro. You have to kind of help them come up with a plan, and it's going to take longer than you like. That's just reality.
Well, in reality, Stavros, is what we all struggle to recognize, but also realize. And I talk about that in my book, We've Got Issues. Scroll up for me again so I can read the top.
Are you okay?
This is Dr. Phil Stavros. Just stick to the script, play along for a minute. Choosing to do a fun little comedy bit.
A stroke.
No, well, my strokes are daytime talk show hosts.
He can't stop.
Some people stroke out and act like Ricky Lake. I act like Dr. Phil McGraw. Check out my Netflix special. Dr. Phil is Unleashed, streaming on Netflix right now.
Check it out. It is good.
Now, look, if you're living with your folks, things aren't going according to plan. Mm-hmm. Let's start there. Now, you're waiting for them to retire from what? Driving the bus? Working for Delta Airlines? Do they make the applesauce at Panera? Either way, you're living with a couple of deadbeats, okay? Mm-hmm, and I know they're your wife's parents. I know she lived in his jizz at some point, right? We all did. We all lived in jizz.
Right.
Even the guy who wrote Jungle to Jungle came from jizz.
Yes.
But what I think the main move and the main idea here is you got another baby coming, and that's too many. You can overstay your welcome. And it's time for the parents to recognize that it's baby's day out. and it's Daddy's Day In. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So Rick Moranis shrunk his kids on accident.
Ooh.
I think this guy would love to shrunk the in-laws on purpose and put them inside of a used condom and leave them underneath the bed at a La Quinta in Rancho Cucamonga. We'll be right back. Best of luck to you.
That's good luck. Shrinking them is not a bad actually option, Dr. Phil. That's true.
Well,
hit them with the shrink ray.
Hit them with the shrink
Hit them with the shrink ray. They take up less space. You put them in a little Barbie doll house.
Yes. And you put them in a Barbie doll house, and as many cars as you want, as many toasters, 10 bedroom.
Yep.
I mean, multiple bath, get the pool going.
The Matt Damon movie Shrinking, right?
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about.
I just let one fly.
Was that the soundtrack to Mr. Holland's Opus? Did you hear
Me
that?
and
It sounded
Elvis
like
had
a
some
French
interesting
horn.
Vietnamese food this for lunch, and it's wrecked our guts.
Somewhere Richard Dreyfuss goes, is a young deaf boy learning how to play the oboe?
Let's just say the fact that I could even do that without fearing anything slipping out of my ass, big sign of progress.
I heard it through the chair, which is the original title to I Heard It Through the Grapevine. But also, that sounded like it was
Downsizing.
Yeah.
It's not shrinking.
The Matt
I believe
Damon
it's
movie.
called downsizing.
Where he gets...
The 2025 Dr. Phil Live Tour is coming to a city near you. Grab your tickets, pack your bags, and get ready for the greatest show of your life. February 28th, we hit the Riverside Theater in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. March 2nd, we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Orpheum Theater. March 6th, we're taking over Detroit, Michigan, baby, at the world-famous Fox Theater. March 8th, we're getting our passports and buttholes stamped in Toronto, Canada, as we take over Meridian Hall. March 13th and 14th, we're at the Majestic Theater in Dallas, Texas. Yeehaw! March 16th, it's St. Patty's Day weekend, and we are in Chicago, Illinois at the Chicago Theater. March 27th, we're in Boston, Massachusetts, right next to Fenway Park at MGM Music Hall. March 30th, we're at the Cobb Energy Center in Atlanta, Georgia. April 6th, we're in the heart of country in Nashville, Tennessee at the New Pinnacle Theater. April 19th, we're at Bass Hall in Austin, Texas. June 1st, we're in Kansas City at the Midland Theater. June 6th, we're at the KeyBank Street Theater in Cleveland, Ohio. June 8th, we're in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Murat Theater. June 19th, we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Heinz Hall. Then we pop over to Atlantic City on June 21st for a Dr. Phil Live at the Tropicana Showroom at Tropicana Atlantic City. The Dr. Phil Live Tour closes out on July 12th in Reno, Nevada at the Grand Theater at Grand Sierra Resort and Casino.
Don't you fucking miss out on all the fun we're having, so grab your tickets at AdamRayComedy.com. Shave your head, your back, your pussy, and your crack, and we'll be right back.
Next question, Eldis.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Stav, Eldis, whoever's there. How's it going? Yeah, so interesting one for you guys. I've been married now since 2017. Love my wife. She's fantastic. She's honestly way, way, way too good for me. She's a Brazilian dime piece, PhD. I'm a cop. I do all right at it, but, there's really not much of comparison there. Early in our relationship, I probably pushed the limits, and I'll be honestly also straightforward before I go into the story. This is 1,000% hypocritical. No ifs, ands, or buts. I know.
He's saying he's getting to it, but he's saying what he's about to say is hypocritical.
Okay.
Early on in his relationship, and he's going to go into it.
Being a hypocrite. I just want maybe some advice on how to cope with this. So my wife and I have been dating, 8 years now, 7 years almost, since 2017. And at first I kind of took advantage of the fact that I used to fart a lot. I used to eat a lot of protein, and I had some stinky farts. Sometimes just, regular ones, whatever. And my wife, girlfriend at the time, and then into wifehood, she never really did that in front of me. She thought sometimes it was funny when I did it, but she was either too shy or
just take a nice job.
She wasn't comfortable doing it.
Good producing.
Fast forward, then it's all drastically changed, and now my farts have taken a tremendous step back in quality, quantity, everything. And with her big BBL natural, big Brazilian, but she rips just the most unbelievable sounding parts. They never stink, but my God,
They never stink.
do
but
they
smell.
sound
They sound good. That's pretty
just
good.
like no offense, like one of you guys made them, like a big fat guy made them. That's what they sound like. Just
offense.
No
huge,
offense.
long,
You could have just said a
loud,
big fat guy. You don't have to say
you
it was
have to
me
say-
or Eldest.
Yeah. Also, what's with the no offense and then full offense? Hey man, I don't want to kill you, but I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
All right.
primo farts, and I hate it. It's, in a way, it's like demoralizing because I can't create anything like that.
She's a
And on the other hand, I just find it gross, man. She's my beautiful wife. I love her ass, obviously. And the fact that it's just making those things for only me to hear, no one else has ever heard them. Maybe some of her friends, but
Our friends probably.
yeah, and I'll wake up and sometimes the first thing I hear after my alarm goes off is just her ripping a huge one, and I know it's payback. She won't stop. I can't get mad at her,
Why not?
but I just don't like it. Any advice from you guys would be greatly appreciated.
Interesting.
Yeah, love the podcast. Love you guys. Stav, come back to
farts.
Portland one of these days. It's a weird,
coming, baby.
Oregon,
Dream
it's a weird
boat
fucking
tour.
place. I don't live there. I live south.
Yeah, Portland is a high protein diet city, and also a lot of BBLs. I like that he's like, look, he didn't even say I love her. He's like, I love her ass, so I don't want to break up with her. And the ass is where the problem comes from. It's the solution and the
Wow,
problem.
it's a Greek tragedy.
It's a great tragedy. I mean, look, let's in the classic game of sound or smell, what would you prefer?
You gotta pick. I mean, to me, and I don't know, I'd have to be faced with this, but like this sounds like it could even be kind of funny. They don't smell. Now, of course, if she does it constantly, it might be like even if I get annoyed, if it's like all right, if we're on the road, we rip them. Like, who gives a fuck? But we know, like, we're not prudes about it, obviously. No, that might have been shit.
Damn it.
No, not risking that one. I gotta hold that back.
There's definitely also something to be said about him saying that the alarm clock will go off, and that like he'll snooze, and then like she'll rip one, and then like that's
what wakes her up. Yeah,
like that. So it would have been great if he had
a wave file.
Yeah, captured something, but because then it begs the question: how is it quality over quantity? Is it like, is she dropping 4 before 9 a.m. and he's like, it's too much, or is it like when she does, it's Hiroshima?
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. How often he says, how much is she farting, and it's like he says he can't get mad at her. She says she won't stop. Has he had a conversation? Has it been like, hey? I mean, look, at a certain point, you have to reap what you sow here. That's what you get. Like, look, when I'm with the boys, I let them fly.
Yeah.
When I've been dating, now look, it's not like I've never farted in front of someone I'm dating, but I do, as much as call me old-fashioned, maybe I'm a gentleman, I'll fart on my own podcast that hundreds of thousands of people will listen to and see, but I wouldn't, I'd go to the balcony and rip one if I'm with my girl, you know what I'm saying?
So keep the intimacy alive as long as you can. He started this though.
You did start. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of
you
fucked.
and your chicken, chickadee China, the Chinese chicken wraps.
Yeah.
And you started to kind of be like, hey, sorry, I have to feed my body,
Yeah.
and if my body responds this way, I'm on a high protein
I have to
diet.
hit my macros.
Keto is not for everyone, and I get that, babe. And you and your BBL and your silent but deadly farts can just chill.
So I don't know, dude. I mean, you can have a convo. Here's the thing. You started it. You're in the wrong.
Yes.
The only thing I can think of is you just have to, this has to be a open negotiation where you have no standing here.
No.
And you're going to have to use some relationship capital to be like, is there something I could do?
Yeah.
Can I help out? Like, all I ask, take down the farts a little bit.
What is she eating?
That's another great question. What is she eating? Is it good for her?
Because everybody farts.
Sure.
But there shouldn't be Yeah, I don't know. Also, I don't know.
How
Wear
many
a
a day?
scream mask to sleep. I don't know.
Right.
You know, if you just want to completely cover up. But how many a day I would like to know, and what is she eating? And I think you could really get to the root of what's going on.
Yeah, let's figure this out. I'm a little worried about her diet. Has she been eating a lot of protein? Do you want to make it a fight fire with fire thing? And I wouldn't suggest that. I wouldn't suggest getting more back into farting.
Yeah. How do we know this guy didn't push his eating habits on her, and he was like, you need to fucking figure it out because you don't work out or you whatever. And he was like, you need to start eating fucking avocado and peanut butter jelly sandwiches because they're high in protein. And she was like, I'm actually allergic to peanut butter. He's like, well, then fucking I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. And then her asshole is just not adjusting. And then he's putting it on her. There's part of me feels like that's happening where he pushed his lifestyle on her because
you brought her into this.
You brought her in, and now he's like, and now her butt can't even fucking handle the fucking improv's tough. But she's but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we got it, man. Don't worry
He's
about
trying
it.
to
Fuck this guy.
act like he had nothing to do with it.
Yes, I fear this is just something you caused, and now you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
And now, if you want to walk it back, you're going to have to make other sacrifices within the relationship. Maybe she loves farting. Maybe she thinks you think it's funny because you farted so much. Maybe she doesn't know you're finding it a little off-putting.
Yep.
She might think you love it. That's the other thing. Have we
Maybe
tried communicating here? Have you tried having a convo? I don't think he has. I think he's feeling alpha on some. That's another thing. He's feeling alpha because her farts are fucking more powerful.
Wow.
And
called out. Shots fired.
I really believe it. And so try having a convo, and if not, be like, all right, look, I really don't like this. I'm sorry, I'm a hip. Even say that to your wife. It's like, look, I know. It's hypocritical. Yeah. I get it, but I just find it a little off-putting. Maybe from now on, we'll both kind of take down how often we're farting. Look, if you're
we is clutch.
We is super clutch. You might need to start farting more again, matching her and be like, you know what? I think this has gotten out of hand. We need to pull it back. That's actually not bad.
That's a great idea.
That's actually not bad. All right, I figured it out at the end.
By the way, whoever smelt it dealt it. Never forget that.
That's true. That's a great point, even if it's two people.
And whoever heard it,
Heard it.
Yep.
Whoever heard it actually shit. They didn't even fart. All right, let's do a couple more here. This is Stavvy's World, LA After Dark also. This might be the latest one. On East Coast time, it's midnight right now. Let's see what we got here, LD.
Hi, Stavvy. My name is Linda. And
hi, Linda.
My sister and I are having a debate because I started dating a man, and I'm 21, and the man I have started dating is 34.
Okay.
So my sister thinks that he's way too old for me and that I'm insane. And I feel like I really like him. I think he's very nice. He treats me very nicely. He takes me out on nice dates. And he has a good job. And he doesn't want to have kids for 10 years still, even though he's already 34. And I don't want to have kids till I'm in my 30s. So, I also feel like we align politically, we align in our beliefs about spirituality and our general outlook on life. And I feel like if all of those things align,
she's like, I'll go to the MAGA rallies,
it doesn't matter that much.
I don't want to wear the hat.
Being a 34-year-old talking about spirituality with a 21-year-old.
Oh yeah, he is not pumped.
Hysterical, dude. Or he's whatever. It's just such a funny guy to be like, tell me about.
He's like,
Tell
so
me
do
you feel the spirit within you?
Let me ask you something. Do you think we created wind? And if not, why do we get to enjoy it without understanding whence it came?
Yeah.
But I think the heart and the mind are more powerful than we realize. And I think actually the heart is the most powerful tool because if you watch Captain Planet, he was the element that got the least amount of attention.
She's like, what's Captain Planet?
He's like, what and he goes, I'm out of here. How old are you again? Oh, yeah, you probably want to watch The Wiggles or Hannah Montana. Eat my ass.
Let's finish our friend's call here. What else do you have to say on this?
All of those things align.
It's nice.
Age doesn't matter that much. And my sister thinks hardline cannot happen. There's no way a 21-year-old and a 34-year-old should be together. And so, and I really trust my sister's opinion. So, I'm hoping you guys can mediate between us. Like, do you think he's too much older than me 100% all the time? Or do you think there are situations where it could make sense? Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I definitely see where your sister's coming from.
Yeah.
It's not even 13 years is the difference, right?
Yes.
And that's sizable, but it's not crazy. To me, the bigger thing is 21. If you were even 23, 24, like 21 is like you're just out of college. It's like you do have a little bit of...
You're still in college.
Yeah, you're probably still in college, you're right. Like you still have a little bit of like becoming an adult that maybe you should do and not a serious, relationship type of thing. Now, at the same time, if this guy treats you really well, like, look, I would say if there was a hint of any problems whatsoever, you definitely should get out of it. I suppose there's situations, but, at a certain point, you just have to be like, I don't know, is it a little... I see where your sister's coming from, I guess. And it is you're just kind of relatively young.
There is something funny about telling a 21-year-old girl you're dating, like, yeah, I don't think I want to have kids until I'm 45.
It's weird. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and look, can it work? Sure. This guy, I mean,
I know.
Speaking as an emotionally immature 35-year-old that dates girls in their 20s, I know that this can work. You know what I mean? But it's like the guy, I don't know. It's kind of what his deal is. Does he seriously want to date you? That's another thing. It seems like they've been having very serious conversations. He seems to be open to it. How did you meet is a good question. She's like, he was my TA. He was my professor.
Well, that type of shit, I would like to know the meetup because
that's
I
interesting.
do know a few people that have this situation and it, age is a number, but also like if sometimes the guy maybe is like you said, like less mature and she's maybe more mature. I feel like even when I was 21, I knew people that I was like, fuck, you feel like you're 40.
Yeah.
So there's always people that everyone's a product of their environment and sometimes opposites can attract and sometimes opposites are opposites. You know what I'm saying? I remember in high school, I went to high school with a girl and then in college I ran into her and she was like 5'6" and she was dating a guy that was like 6'6" and he was fucking roided out and he was definitely like fucking he was like a bodybuilder type guy and every other sentence was like, and then fucking chicken parm and then fucking you got want it and chicken and you got abs and his abs had pecs and his fucking tits had abs and he was just yoked and he had so much testosterone going through his body. The only thing that they fucking had in common is they both, love to eat protein, right?
Right.
And so they, when I saw them out and about after hearing about them, I was like, yeah, I mean, like if she's, if they break up, it's going to be because he threw the fridge at her head. But like, but they also, when I saw them live, I was like, that's a wildly awesome couple.
Yeah.
Like they were really, and so to each his own. I think that your sister, like you said, is right. But
I do think there's something also.
Meet the guy. Definitely go out of your way. 34. And you can always do it could be worse. 44 would be wild. 13 is, for whatever reason, doesn't. Again, she's on the younger side, but 34.
To me, it's purely because she's just like, honestly.
Yeah.
At some point, it's like, is it a little strange? Sure, but at a certain point, you just gotta be like, whatever. Consenting adults can do whatever the fuck they want. But I guess the thing, if I were your sister, what I would be worried about is like, you think this guy, you don't have a lot of like experience, like dating different, whatever. You think you and this guy, you've had these deep conversations, whatever. Like, I hear this and I'm like, is this guy just telling this girl what she wants to hear? Is this like a,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Does he have, what are his intentions?
That's why you got to suss him out. You got to sooner than later have him meet the fam.
Oh, interesting. Meet the fam.
Maybe not the whole fam. Maybe like cool cousins or like, Methy Mark or something, But
even like, what do your friends say? And look, at the end of the day, this is also an age where it's like, look, just try some shit out. If he treats you nicely, you already started dating him. It's like, are you just going to break up with him because you're like, well, my sister told me I shouldn't do this. You're already in the relationship.
I'd love to know also the sister's dating history and past and current situation.
Right.
Is she just like, it's not going to work out?
Yeah.
I told you it's never going to work out.
Yeah.
Trust me, when I was 20, I dated a 60-year-old. It's when I started smoking, and now I'm 40. But
here's the thing. The one thing that gives me some alarm bells here, too, is like, this girl seems very enamored by this guy.
Totally.
And like, she's talking about kids. Like, she's 21. You know what I mean? Like, the fact they've had the conversation about kids to me is like, either this guy is really, serious. Maybe he's a sweet guy, whatever, who knows? Or he's just kind of weirdly sick. Like, is she getting love bombed a little bit? Is he like, I'm in it, baby. Like, you're special. You're not like those other 21-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, what's this guy's dating history? I'd be very interested to know about. Does he do this with 21-year-olds?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're in this relationship. As long as he's treating you nicely, here's what'll happen. It'll either continue and you are against the odds, a couple that kind of it worked out, or you'll break up with him and you'll learn something about yourself one way or the other.
Yep.
This isn't like, should I go out with a 34-year-old? I'm 21. I'm already in a relationship. If it was, should I go out with him? Maybe it's a different answer, but you're already in the relationship. He's treating you well. The second there's any reason not to, maybe get out of it. But maybe look at the relationship with a more critical eye than just like, not think because of what your sister's saying, than just being like, oh, this is great.
She's looking at the age gap, and the sister needs to see from her sister's standpoint, how many wieners have you seen and been through already?
Right.
Because maybe she's just like, fuck, I've been going at it hard since I was 17, 4 years of whatever. And she's like, I would love a real relationship. And then maybe this guy on the same token is doing that, or maybe he hasn't actually, maybe he's been dating people and whether they're of that age or older, where he's just like, I'm not connecting. And for whatever reason, they're connecting. But I would definitely want to see what he looks like and what his job looks like.
Yeah.
Because there's probably some, stability.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's like, what do you want out of this relationship?
What does she want, dude? Maybe she's like, I want to be a mom in 10 years, but I also want to just like be a yoga instructor. And he's like, do it. I'll take care of you.
Right. That's the other thing. It's like, look, do you just want to have, like, you're talking about, I don't want to have kids until I'm like 30. Who knows if you'll be with this person? If you're having a good time right now.
Yeah. Live in the now.
What else is going to happen? You're going to be, okay, it's either this guy or you're going to be in a weird relationship with a 23-year-old that you're also going to break up with. Like, I hate to break it to you, this probably ain't your husband, statistically, right?
Statistically, yeah.
Statistically speaking, it's like but you're already in the relationship, and just be more cognizant of things, and like, maybe take your sister's word in terms of like analyzing the relationship, but whatever. You're already in it now.
You're in it.
You're in it, baby. All right, what do you think? Let's have something fun to go out on here. Adam, thanks for fucking coming, dude.
What a blast, dude.
You're the man.
Yeah, this was a real treat.
And anything to plug? It's February. What's coming up for
Adam
you?
Ray is Dr. Phil Unleashed on Netflix.
Yep.
But we have a huge Dr. Phil live theater tour that we've been pumping around the country.
Love it.
These shows are selling out left and right. They're all available at adamraycomedy.com, as well as all my stand-up dates. My special is called Like and Subscribe. You can get it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AdamRayComedy, where you can also get all the Dr. Phil live shows that happen on the road and at the Comedy Store. We just had one come out that was the holiday show with Jay Leno, who was his first time back at the Comedy Store in 30 years.
Wow.
Wayne Brady, Jaleel White, Harry Mack, Rob Riggle, Brad Williams, and Tony Hawk. That's at youtube.com/AdamRayComedy. My podcast about last night, and that's it.
I love it. Go look at all that stuff, you fucking pieces of shit. This guy rocks, man.
Oh, and the picture of me and Kendall Gill
frame
is on
that
a few hoodies on AdamRayComedy.com. It says quick fat.
I need that.
I'll get you one.
All right, Elders, what do we got here?
Hey, I have a question. Okay. Basically, I don't know what's wrong with me or men. I'm a young woman, I'm in college. I've dated lots of men, in my life. And I feel like, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing or if men are just, men don't know how to talk. But I feel like no guy I've ever dated has known how to carry a conversation.
Pause this.
And if I stop talking, there'll just be.
And this is sort of why the 21-year-old dates a 34-year-old. That's another hard reality here,
These
right?
are perfectly aligned.
Because I remember,
callers.
By the way, I remember being 21 and blowing it with hot 21-year-olds.
Yeah, you were like,
and
have you seen Jungle to Jungle?
30-year-old. Yeah, I'm like, I'm quoting Night at the Roxbury. It's not working.
But also, we are not fully formed individuals yet, so we don't even know. We don't know enough about anything to know how to, what we should even be. And we don't know also that we should be asking them questions.
Yeah,
so we're probably trying to
totally.
bring up our own shit. So it's like a lot of how's the food? Oh, it's really good. I've never had mashed potatoes before. Yeah, Nice.
I like butter on my mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Bro, oh my God. This is exactly. And then 5 minutes of silence and then what'd you say? Oh, nothing. Oh, I thought sounded like you burped, which is cool, by the way. I'm into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm not into? Queefs. She's like, cool.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this is awesome. This is a perfect one to have right after because I remember there is a reason younger women do date older men. It's because when you're a 21-year-old guy, you're kind of a fucking idiot.
Yes.
And it's
kind of, yes.
You're a complete fucking dumbass. And so anyway, keep going here. It's just so funny to get these calls back to back.
And the girls, there's more, there's more emotionally and I think just fully formed than we are at that age.
Yeah.
Even though she sounds like she's not bringing a lot to the table either, but no offense, but to quote the last caller, no offense, but full offense. She at least is probably trying, she's at least rambling, in this, she's probably she'll probably do a little monologue, a little soliloquy at the Cheesecake Factory. She'll give you something, and then he's giving nothing back.
Yeah.
So she's probably wow, I know that I'm not fucking Jacques Cousteau, but wild reference, but but
I'm not the guy
Rick
who
Steves.
fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know about deep Marianas Trench ocean life. I know I'm not finding giant squids or whatever Jacques Cousteau was doing, but I'm sorry.
But ask me about my hair.
All right, let's finish her off. Maybe she has something else going on here.
I feel like no guy I've ever dated has known how to carry a conversation. And if I stop talking, there will just be so much silence.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I definitely am uncomfortable with silence, and that's something I'm working on. But with my friendships with women, all my friendships, because I'm never friends with men. There's never lulls in the conversation. We bounce ideas off of each other. We talk about lots of stuff. And I feel like when I'm hanging out with guys, I don't know, I get along with them enough to date them, and physically we get along great. But I feel I end up becoming almost a court jester, or I feel like Nardwar sometimes. I'm asking so many weird questions, trying to keep the conversation moving. The amount of questions I have to ask is crazy. And I don't know, I don't think they're bored of me because they keep coming around. I think I don't know, I think maybe I'm a lesbian. That's maybe part of it, but I definitely like.
Fuck, dude, these guys are so bad at conversation. This girl's
I don't know,
what
am I just comparing, looking for something that doesn't exist, the level of connection I have with my female friendships, is that not realistic in a romantic relationship with a man? I don't know. I just feel like
imagine,
men don't know how to carry
imagine
conversations.
Imagine all this, and he's just sitting there going like this. Ready? Yeah. No, I mean. Yeah, I mean, maybe you are a lesbian. I have a friend that actually would really like you if you. But no, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, she's definitely talking like this on the dates, and got, which is, by the way, appreciate
Yes.
this, and she's definitely right because guys at that age are not bringing a lot to the table.
Well,
but especially they don't know how to handle that because they're also
it's a little overwhelming.
It's overwhelming for them.
Yeah, no, and her cadence, and maybe there's a little frustration too, but like you can tell she's probably a fast talker.
Yes.
And you might be a kind of a hard person to keep up with. There's blame on both sides, I guess is what we're saying. But I will say also this. I think probably they are a little intimidated. Like, again, when you're a 21-year-old guy, you're like horny as hell, dumb as shit, still don't really understand women. Some of these guys might be legit like, they're just trying to not make a mistake so you'll fuck them. Like, they're just trying to like, I'm on the date. If I just don't fuck up, bro, I might get jerked off. And they're just not, they're not playing to win the game. They're playing not to lose, you know? So, I don't know. Did you have more to talk about here, Eldis?
I don't know if that's normal. I guess I'm just asking, like, how much silence do you feel is okay? How much are you not talking when you're dating a woman? Is there supposed to be a lot of silence? I don't know. I don't understand. That's all.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
How
I'm a
annoyed
big fan.
She is so funny.
I know. I'm really rooting for this girl. And if I, man, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. She goes, the fact that she hates silence, and then I don't think she took a breath in 2 minutes. So,
yes.
Like, you know, case in point, she's just like, the guy doesn't know. She'll give these like 2-minute monologues, and then he's just like she'll go, so anyway, I just don't know, I want to buy a car, but I don't have a job yet. And I think if I save up my money, I should get a summer job, but I don't want to work during the summer because summer's typically the most fun season of the year. I'm a big seasons girl, which is why I don't want to move back home because it's the East Coast and you just get a lot of cold winters and hot summers. And I want more variation. I like the fall. I like scarves and sweaters and mittens. Oh my. And I like going to Starbucks and getting a pumpkin spice latte. And the bathrooms are always really clean and I can shit my pants and go in there and they give me the bathroom code because they see it in my eyes that I just shit my pants. And so I just don't know, who are you voting for? And then he goes, I just found out who Third Eye Blind was. And it's just like, oh my God, you're so quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's certainly her. And I'm somebody like this too that's a little uncomfortable with silence sometimes. I'll try and fill the, you know, so much of so many comedians are like that. But or I just have it in my head where it's like, you got to be getting a laugh.
I know.
9 seconds have passed. And
yes.
It's or you're at least not connecting, whatever. That's how I feel on a podcast. But in real life, when I'm having a conversation, I'm past that, but I definitely was more like that.
Listening is a big thing that I think young guys should be the main thing they try to get better at because, and not only just for the sake of dating and trying to, hook up whatever you're doing, but for life. It's it's such a acquired skill set, but also necessary for everything. Yeah. Even your mom's friends are coming over a book club and she wants you to meet them. Fucking listen, I remember I was like, oh fuck, mom, I want to go play basketball, whatever, just be here. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to be here for 10 minutes. I want to lock in with Kathy Shivitz and fucking hear about her new macaroni salad recipe and then make a funny joke back so that she feels like she was seen and heard. And my mom, I did right by my mom and then I'm out. And also for crowd work and whatever, but these guys she needs somebody that really gives a fuck. And that's, historically, and I can, attest to this with my wife, it's the times when I sometimes she's just like, fuck, if you just put your phone down or whatever, all I want, I don't care about anything else, buy me this or that, just fucking we just listen to my fucking story and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, I turned that on to me, but yeah.
oh yeah.
Wait,
yeah, no, that's true. Anyway.
Wait. Oh my God. I love you, dude. Great timing. Well, that's tonight's Doritos joke of the night. Do I wait real quick to quote Dumb and Dumber one more time?
Yes, please.
In the hot tub, remember? Afraid of Felcher. Wait, what happened, Harry? Some little filly break your heart? No, she was a French woman or whatever. And then he goes, she, I don't know. She just broke up with me out of the blue one day. Sent me this John Deere letter. Something about me not listening or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but Jeff Daniel is just the best throwaway.
Crushing it, dude.
Anyway.
So good. Yeah, look, there's a couple things here. And this is also a good opportunity for our many male 21-year-old listeners, right?
Got them.
Bro, try and lock in, listen to something, repeat back repeat back something and just be present. And it's so, I'm going to say the bar is pretty low. This girl, and another thing you have to understand for our friend here is like, okay, so you're attracted to these people, like physically it sounds like, and it's okay to go on a date, and if the vibes aren't right, you don't have to hook up with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like you're just think like, well, I think this person's hot. We went on a date. We have some chemistry, but it doesn't talk enough. Like, you can raise your standards a little bit so that you don't feel this sort of dejected in your dating life. Like, and look, I'll be honest with you, that this is, you're finding out, it seems like you're graduating from, college is so easy because you don't even know what you're doing yet.
Yeah.
So dating is kind of easy for people where they're just like, if you're like, attractive people like date, and they basically mean they just fuck whoever they think is hot.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like you're getting out of that, you're maturing a little bit and realizing like, this isn't that fun if I don't actually like the person.
Yeah.
Right? And you might just be, you're just hitting a level of maturity here where you're like, oh, I'm going to start entering the point in my life where dating is a little bit more of a chore. It's not like whoever I go out with, I'm going to have some fun because we're in college, we'll get fucked up and suck each other off and, whatever, hit the dining hall at 2 a.m. Like, now you're like, well, that's okay, but I would really like it if he knew one thing about my personal life.
Do you know, like, maybe my third favorite color? And not just like where I got my bras at, which is the weirdest first question on a date.
So it's okay for you to kind of raise what you think is acceptable. It's like, go look. You're gonna start to date in a more grown up way. You're pretty young, and you're just gonna, if you go on a date and a guy's not fucking bringing it, you don't have to keep seeing them. You don't have to go on date number 2. You don't have to date them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reality. And now you're understanding why people say dating is hard. We hear it in your voice, and unfortunately, it's true. You're not gonna click with a lot of people. You know what I mean? And
it's a numbers game.
It is unfortunately
a numbers game.
a numbers
It's tough to realize when you are that age where you just like, you want to be an adult or feel like you've lived 21 is just that sweet spot of like, I'm an adult. I've lived 21 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, you actually don't know shit yet.
Yeah.
But you think you do because it's the same thing like when you go from middle school to high school and even like, 20s to 30s, you're just like, all right, now I've got it figured out. But like you hear Oprah say all the time, you don't know shit.
Even not in character. Even if he's not Dr. Phil, he still respects Oprah.
Well, everybody does, Stavros.
And even Adam Ray, not just Dr. Phil.
I want to tell you.
Quote Oprah.
Well, one thing, Oprah, shut the fuck up for a second. All right, or I'm going to fucking bottle up one of your farts and sell it on eBay. What I do love about Oprah is that she fluctuates, not just in her weight, but in her demeanor, right?
Yes.
I remember I used to walk into her office and go, hey, I heard there's some tomato soup in the break room. And she'd throw a fucking Swiss Army knife at my cock. And I'm like, all right, it's 10 a.m. somewhere, right? But my point is, you don't know what you don't know. And you're due, you can, look, Splinter came up with the phrase cowabunga, but he didn't use it until look, anal is first base only if you brought a condom. But if you paid for the date and you open the door, then then I think get up with the sun, go to bed with the moon, put your shoes on one at a time, and if you forget to take your pants off when you're taking a shit, maybe that's God's way of telling you it's time to start peeing out of your butt.
That's so true.
I think if you listen to yourself and quit trying to decide what you should do and do what you want to do, then that's when you do the Mountain Dew.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
That is true. What you want to do is fuck guys that listen to you.
Yep.
So that's what you got to start doing.
Go find that.
And by the way, you're in fucking college. It doesn't have to be a formal date.
No.
Go to a bar. Whoever chats you up and you have a little bit of rapport, then maybe go on a date with him or even, you know what I mean? Like,
and there also are guys that you don't like. I think that just from hearkening back to that time, feeling like, oh, like that guy talked to me at the bar. Yeah, he was putting his best foot forward. It was the first chat. He's like trying to, see if he can take things further. Like, you don't have to go somewhere with them that night or whatever. Like fucking swap the number and figure it out, and then like actually get on the phone. And like I know that that's not a thing for they're Snapchatting and texting or FaceTiming, like, but like. You know, again, like you said, there's so many fucking people. There's too many people.
Too many people.
So there's really no reason. You just have to be down to clown and be DFW, down for whatever.
Exactly. And you'll find someone who responds thoughtfully to your Nardwuar style questions, and maybe hits you with some Nardwuar questions of his own.
And put it on him. Maybe sometimes try this. Go on that date and go, so where are you from? And then if he gives you a one-word answer, don't say anything for 3.5 minutes. You said you're afraid of the silence. Surrender to the silence.
Surrender to the silence. A little exposure therapy is not going to hurt you. We're rooting for you. Get out there. Make some nice connections. That's going to do it for us. Adam, thank you so much.
I love
you,
baby.
This was so fun. And we will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.